Hello, good morning, buenos dias. Welcome. So here live at in Cabo San Lucas, excuse me, at the Riu Palace, Cabo San Lucas, and just gonna tell you a little bit about the resort. I'm also gonna explain a bit of stuff that's going on, and I'll show you a little bit of the resort if I can. So thanks for today. It's a nice day out today, but it's a little bit cloudy and overcast, and we've had a little bit of um, cloud cover this morning, but it's clearing up. And it's probably going to be sunny, which is a good thing. It's probably going to be sunny, which is not a good thing for me sitting here because I'm just going to get the full on sun. Whatever. Yeah, you guys have seen me sweat before. This won't be the first time, won't be the last. So got here a couple of days ago, flew in on Sunday on WestJet. The plane was surprisingly empty. It was about two-thirds full. WestJet currently has two flights a day to Cabo San Lucas from Vancouver. And what was good is we chose the later departure, took off at 10:15 in the morning, which meant it wasn't crazy early starting time. And when we landed in Cabo San Lucas, there was basically no other planes that had come in. So when we got into the arrivals area where the customs and passport stuff is, there's nobody. So it was brilliant. We were through there. We went directly out to the baggage carousels, and they basically shouted over. They changed the carousel that they were bringing the bags out on, and they came out right away. So that whole process was brilliant. Security was a little bit more of a lineup, but otherwise it was completely fine. So that was an impressive way to go through the whole arrivals thing. Um, got to the hotel, took a taxi, got to the hotel, had a little bit of a problem at check-in. I've left a link to the video I've done of that. That's in the description below. So if you click on the description, you can watch that video afterwards. But suffice to say, we didn't stay here the first night. Um, we weren't allowed to stay here the first night, and I'll explain that in the video. But yeah, it was an interesting first night, that's for sure. Um, okay, thanks, Dean, for letting me know about the sound. And I'm sure you guys can hear the waves in the background. It's just so beautiful here. I'm actually sitting in the ugh, wearing glasses, like reading glasses, and then trying to move is just not good. I don't know. Once you hit 50, you'll know. This is the Italian restaurant. So it's a buffet for lunch, and then it's a la carte in the evening. But what I love about it is the location because here we've got a terrace. There is indoor seating as well. So if you prefer, if it's a bit chilly, which it has been in the evenings, there's a little bit of a breeze. And I don't know which direction it's coming from, but it's coming from the cold place. So make sure you bring a scarf or, I picked up a pashmina thing, a wrap, and I didn't use it the first night. That was a big mistake. I did use it last night. And I tell you what, that wrap is going to be my friend for the next 10 days. But this restaurant is just beautiful, and it's got this lovely terrace. So you can sit here, have a glass of wine at lunch, and just enjoy looking at the ocean. There's going to be a ship in today. I believe it is the Carnival Splendor, and that's about 4,000 passengers at max capacity. And so that will get quite busy, and that will be over here. Um, they call it a tender port. And so what that means is the ships, there's nowhere for them to dock. So they come in and they sit in the bay, and they have shuttle boats that take you to the mainland. So the marina will get quite busy today, but I might go and check it out. What's interesting is there's a fellow behind me here who's, where is he? There he is. Get out of the way. Yeah, so he's doing a little bit of palm tree maintenance right now. And they do a really good job of keeping the resort clean and uh, maintaining it and stuff like that. I will say that um, there's a couple of people there right now that are looking for chairs, and it's really not a problem to find one. As you can see if you can see that here without my head in the way. How do I do this? Okay, so you can see, oops, other shoulder, just here. You can see there's some lounge chairs that have not been reserved. The question is, what is the chair saving game like at a resort? And there's resorts that I've been to. Dreams Huachulco, epic. I mean, epic. The towel cart didn't even open until 7:30, but by 7:15, the loungers were gone. I mean, every single one of them, to the point that I actually walked around and counted because I was curious, kind of what the ratio was. Of course, that number escapes me at the moment, but here there's lots of pool areas and lots of loungers. So as a consequence, it seems like people, um, it's okay to get up, go for a walk on the beach, go for breakfast, work out, and then come and get your lounge chair. It's really not a problem at 10 or 11 in the morning. At least this has been my experience. So yeah. If you don't know, the Riu resorts, they're located in Cabo San Lucas, which is there's Cabo San Lucas and there's San Jose del Cabo. Cabo San Lucas is more. This is where we are, and this is a more Americanized, more party, more lots of great bars, lots of great restaurants. Over on the San Jose del Cabo side, some lovely resorts, and also a more of a authentic Mexican feel. It's a little bit less commercialized, but they do still have some great bars and some great restaurants and stuff like that. They also, excuse me, they do an art walk. I believe that's on Thursday nights, and they will actually they have artists who have their work on display, and a lot of them have wine and stuff like that, so you can walk around with a glass of wine and just check out the artwork. So it's quite a nice experience. Um, so here, this is the Riu Palace, Cabo San Lucas, and I've done a video before on the differences between Riu, just plain Riu resorts. They call those Riu standard properties, and Riu Palace properties. And the difference is Palace is a little bit higher, is a higher standard. And so with the Palace, you're going to have just a little bit, like more choice cuts of meat, as opposed to more basic, as well as, your drink quality is going to be a little bit upgraded. Things like mini bars in the room are not. Sorry, I just saw Christine's comment on Florida. I will address that in a second. Um, yeah, the mini bars in the room, they do still have it's a full bar. You get, well, not full bar, but you get whiskey, I think it is, rum, vodka, and tequila in your room, or maybe it's gin. Dean, let me know what's in the room. And so you can help yourself to that. In the standard Rius, they do not have coffee makers, or generally speaking, that is their standard, is that the regular Rius do not have coffee makers, whereas the Palace ones do. So there's little things like that kind of change the experience. Christine is saying she was considering Riu Baja California until she saw the open bathroom. Ended up going to LeBlanc for 3 times the price. Well, look, I mean, I love LeBlanc, and yeah, 3 times the price. I think the last time I looked, it was a little bit more than 3 times the price. But LeBlanc is an amazing property. To this day, I still remember their Diablo pizzas. They're fresh made pizzas cooked in a brick oven, and had this burnt habanero sauce on them. Totally delicious. And also the toiletries were Bulgari, and the food and drinks were just out of this world. And there's a butler on every floor, and yeah, it just was never ending, like opulence and amazingness. But Baja California open concept bathroom, did not know that. Um, I will say, I watched a bunch of videos about that property. So we'll see. I suspect because when that one was built, that was built before COVID, and that was really when they were getting into this um, open concept bathroom. Yeah, definitely. um, so yeah, that they. But no, when it's open concept, it probably is better have at least frosted doors on the bathroom. I don't know. Stay tuned. I'll let you know on that one. Um, Maybe they've got some rooms that have exceptions, and I'll ask for one of those. We'll see. But you really thrown me now, especially after the start of this vacation. It's like, oh, what could happen next? Good lord. Yeah. So anyways, back to this property. So there are, I believe, four pools. There's two swim up bars, and those pools are always very, very busy. There's also two other pools. One is this one here, which is the activities pool. The reason I started early today is because I wanted to get in and have a chat before they start up the music and it gets busy and loud. The other pool is quieter, and this whole resort is family friendly, but it is predominantly adults, and um, but you do see kids here and there. Angela Singh stayed at the Rio, not a palace, full minibar. Yeah, so I didn't mean to say that they don't have the minibar. They do, but the coffee maker seems to be an individual choice thing. Like um, each resort, I think sometimes they choose to have them, sometimes they don't. When we stayed at the Riu uh, Emerald Bay, not a palace, Riu Emerald Bay last year in Mazatlan, they had a coffee maker in the room. So, that, like I said, they have that. This is what they say they will have, and this is what they say they won't have. But of course, the resort may decide that it's in their best favor to go ahead and buy a coffee maker for every room. I mean, look, I don't drink coffee, so it's not a big deal to me. But people who do, I mean, like if you're not getting your morning cup of Java, it's going to be a bad day, right? So, and they always have, of course, they have coffee at the buffets, but yeah, 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 definitely hit and miss. So, but that's why I really, excuse me, that's why when I do my videos, I try to show everything so that you can see. I mean, it doesn't mean to say every room's going to have it, but if it's got a coffee maker, they're not going to put a coffee maker in just one room, right? So, so this resort, as I say, it's a palace resort. It's family friendly. It is co-located with the Riu Santa Fe. Okay, not Palace, Riu Santa Fe. Riu Santa Fe is also their party fun resort. Okay, so this is where they have pool parties 4 times a week, and it's a lower price point generally. Okay, but supply and demand, right? So sometimes you see that one could be the most expensive to stay at. Um, and then beside that is the newer Riu Palace Baja California. What's interesting is in Cancun, in the Dominican, in Jamaica, if you're staying at a palace resort, you have access to any other palace resorts in that area, as well as the standard Riu. So anything Riu, not palace. If you're staying at a Riu, not palace, then you only have access to that level of resort. Okay. Used to be that, sorry, okay. Here it's a little bit different. Rio has introduced something called Elite Club, and I'm actually meeting with one of the managers over at Baja California tomorrow to do a site inspection and also to check out the Elite Club. But because they've added this new room category level, it means that you don't have exchange privileges over there anymore. They can come here. So I'm told. I'll find out for sure tomorrow. But in the past, or as I say in Cancun, if you're staying at the Riu Palace Cancun, or I forget what the other large one is. If you're staying in any of the Riu Palace properties, you can go to the other Riu Palace properties. But as I say, if it's one that's got this elite club, then it sounds like that's changing, and you won't have access unless you're staying at the Riu Palace with the elite club. Then it sounds like you have access to any of the others. But like I said, we will find out a little bit more about that. But we went for a walk over there yesterday, and we didn't walk around very much. And a woman approached us, one of the staff members, and said, "Where are you going?" And we said, "We're just having a look around." And she said, "Oh, okay, well, your wristband, you gotta have the wristband, but at least these are sort of a fabric material, so they're not as scratchy. So that's a positive. But this color, no bueno, not allowed over there." So that was interesting to learn. This hotel is, as you can tell, it's very quiet. It's 9:15 in the morning local time. And so there's not a whole lot of activity going on. Probably the buffet is pretty full right now. There's definitely going to be a lineup at the coffee shop. And, otherwise people are sleeping in, working out, whatever. But when there's a little gate where you can walk over to the Riu Santa Fe next door. Riu Santa Fe is predominantly located behind this resort, but it also has an oceanfront section. So the Riu Santa Fe guests, they do have access to the 2 swim-up pools at the front of the resort are oceanfront. So they do have access to that view. There are some rooms in that section as well as there's at least one restaurant over there, and of course some bars. When you walk around the corner from this resort to the Santa Fe, the noise level goes up exponentially. Now, I don't know, Christine, Angela, I don't know where you're from, but I know, Christine, you're American. So let me know if you guys know American spring break. Like, did I just hit the peak of it or what? I don't know. I'm not sure if the crowd over there was indicative of normal or if Cincinnati. Okay, cool. Welcome from Cincinnati, or welcome Cincinnati. Yeah, so I don't know if that was normal, but when we walked over there, the pool was absolutely packed, and they were having fun. They were having a good old time. Younger crowd for sure. Whereas here, I would say the typical age is more 30 to 60. I'd say over there it's 20 to 30. Mostly. I mean, there's some exceptions here and there. And of course, that Santa Fe is kid friendly as well. The Baja California on the far side over there is adult only. Now, Christine's saying it's usually mid-March. Yeah, and but college spring break or reading break, I think they call it. Is that the same? I know schools, yes, usually like elementary school, grade school is normally mid-March. It is for Canada. Eastern Canada is the first 2 weeks of March, or first week of March, or the second week of March. And then as you go further west, it's the last week or the last 2 weeks. In BC, they get 2 whole weeks. So, but that's for the school age kids. So we'll be just coming up to that next week, I guess. Yeah, but so if you're staying at the Riu Santa Fe, you would not have access here. But because that's so they designate that as a party hotel. So what that means to say is there are 4 parties a week. There's a jungle party, a glow party, a white party, and a pink party. We went over there yesterday and had a view of the jungle party. I don't really know what the idea of that theme was. There's a lot of people. What was really cool is if you wanted to get into it, if you're like, yeah, that's definitely what I want to do, then they did have people at each of the properties where it was like it was the place to get ready for the party. So they were doing face paint and stuff on your forehead, whatever, like glow paint kind of stuff. And I don't know. It seemed like kind of fun. Um, if you wanted to go, so where the party pool is, it's not where I thought it was. It's not in the courtyard. That courtyard pool over there is very beautiful, and I'm going to do a whole separate video update to show you what that resort looks like. But the courtyard pool area is very, very beautiful, and I love the look of the buildings. It's very hacienda style. This property is also very nice. I mean, with the palm trees, it's very nice. And then just which way am I going? Okay, so this side, yeah, this side, right here where I'm pointing, trying to point. That is the lobby. So you walk in and you do your check-in, and then further along is the bar on one side and the coffee shop on the other, and they have sweetbreads and sandwiches, and then on the other side they've got the bar, and they have a list of different drinks that they can make. um, Vodkas, for example, Smirnoff, Absolute. They did have some flavored Absolute vodkas. I don't know. I haven't seen the whole full extent of this. We've only been here for wow, what is it? One night so far? 2 nights. Um, but they do have brand name alcohol. I have to take another closer look at the Santa Fe to see what kind of alcohol they have over there. But let me see if I can rest this on here. What's interesting too is that the internet connection when I signed on was not great. So I'm actually using internet that is tethered from my phone. So we'll see. 22 minutes. I'm not sure how much data I've used so far. Not that it's going to be updated, but it looks like streaming has used about 300 megabytes. That's not bad. So we'll see. We'll see if it updates later on. And I will put in the right at the top of the description the amount of, did you see that fall? The amount of data that I ended up using. Because I know it's always a concern if you're going on vacation, how much data are you going to use? And that, especially if you're Canadian, the fear of going over is like, it's like the price is right. If you go over, you lose. Our prices are so exorbitant that it would be like the cost of a house mortgage if you go over your data limit. So, anyways, we'll see how that goes. So far, oh yeah, so the party hotel. So we walked over there yesterday to see what the jungle party was like. Jungle party is every Tuesday, and that is a daytime-ish party. It starts at 2:30 and it ends at 7. They have it's just located at the adult pool. So as I was saying, there's the courtyard pool, and then there's an adult pool that is behind the oceanfront building where they've got the oceanfront rooms and the oceanfront pools. So this one is in sort of another within a room block, and this is, as I say, party central. They've got bars. Um, everybody was in there having a good time. There's a couple pool areas, and a lot of music, loud music. If that is what you're looking for, that's what you're going to find, and you are going to have a great time. Uh, I stayed for about challenging me at this moment. Okay, so we're just going to go with that. Um, so I don't know. I think the glow party would be fun. I think the white party is always fun. But I'm curious to see what it's like. But I'm gonna do snippets of each one so that I can explain to you what the difference is. But as I say, the jungle party is Tuesday from 2:30 till 7. The I think tomorrow is the white party. Actually, I've got that here. Tomorrow is Wednesday is the white party. That's 6:30 until 11 p.m. So something to bear in mind if you are staying at that property, just know that if you end up with a room that is near that section, and I'm saying within, probably 200 or 300 meters or yards from the pool, it's going to be quite loud. So just bear that in mind. And then Friday and Saturday are the next two parties. Friday is the pink party, that's 2:30 till 7, and Saturday is the neon party, and that is 6:30 until 11 p.m. So as I say, if you're staying at either of the Palace properties, you can go to the Riu Santa Fe. You can go and enjoy the party. You also have access to all of their bars. And you also now have access to any of their buffets. So breakfast, lunch, or dinner. It used to be you could go to the other properties, but only for lunch. And then for breakfast and dinner, you had to have that at your own, at the resort you were booked into. But apparently that's changed too. So, I mean, it's good. Everything's evolving, right? So that's great to hear. Um, if you are staying here at the Riu Palace Cabo San Lucas, as I said, you only have access to the Riu Santa Fe. If you're staying at Baja California, Riu Palace Baja California, you supposedly have access to all three. Again, I will confirm this. And I'm going to be going live again next Wednesday, just before flying home. So it'll be the same time. It'll be 9 a.m. Local, and it will be from the Baja California. I'll try to find a little bit better spot. Here it is. I wanted to choose this area because there's no people around, and as you know, I try not to film other guests, just out of courtesy to them. Okay, so what else can I tell you? There is a gym here, but it is currently being renovated. So the main gym is over at the Santa Fe, and that's quite a large gym. Got some really good equipment, some free weights, some weight machines. So a nice gym there, and it overlooks the pool area, which is quite nice. Lots of options for food here. There's a place called it's Pepe's Snack Place, and it is like fresh made tacos, pork, chicken, beef, as well as hot dogs, burgers. They have nachos. They have chili, so you can make chili cheese nachos if you want, and chicken wings. They had hot wings over there as well. And then, of course, there's a buffet for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In the evenings here, there are, I believe, 6 a la carte options, and including, let me get you the list. So here there is the Crystal Fusion restaurant. There's an Indian restaurant. We ate there last night. That was quite good. It's a steakhouse. There's a Japanese restaurant and an Italian. And that's this one here where we're seated right now. And so they've got a good variety of items on the menu. For the steakhouse, you can get a 12-ounce ribeye steak, 8-ounce beef fillet, grilled salmon, grilled chicken, baby back ribs, the New York steak, 12-ounce New York steak. That's a choice fillet. And then they have surf and turf, which is a 5-ounce fillet with jumbo shrimp. And they also have lobster. So it just gives you an example of what the food caliber is like. And what else do they have here? So there are some loungers on the beach. You can't really see any in this section. This is at the far end of the property, but in the middle, you can kind of see where all the palm trees are. That they've got a lot of loungers there, and you'll see this sort of roped off barricade here, and you see that there are further along at the top of my head. You can see that there are vendors who have set up, and they walk by all day, every day. They are not allowed to cross over the rope. So if you're sitting on your lounger in the sand, and there is a bar over there as well, then they might shout over to you, but they're very neutral, very non-aggressive, I should say. But if you're interested in buying something, I mean, it's easier than going to downtown, right? No, that's it. I haven't walked downtown yet. I have Googled it, and I can see the route, but it's about a 45-minute walk, I think. The guy at the front desk is like, you can't walk there. And I'm like, you don't understand. I mean, I've already done 30,000 steps this week and we're on day 3. So I do a lot of walking and I enjoy it. But yes, apparently you can, but we shall see. Uh, Another video, another post to come on that. Getting some sun here. And I just want to point out that whilst you can see Land's End, or the stone structure that is the arch, from here you cannot actually see the arch. Okay, so you'll see a lot of the glass bottom boats going over there. The snorkeling here, I well, from Rarotonga to Aruba to the Bahamas to Mexico, I've snorkeled pretty much everywhere, and the most beautiful, colorful fish that I have seen anywhere are here. Um, so lots to see there. Today, well, I mean it's only 9:30, but today is the first day I haven't seen a whale. Saw, I don't know how many we saw yesterday, and we saw a ton on Monday, and yeah, so this is the perfect time of year for that kind of thing. Um, and I also say, if you want to go for a really nice dinner, just over there, so quite close to the Rio, is the resort called the Sunset Mona Lisa. It's not a resort; it's a restaurant, and they actually have beautiful views of the arch, and they also have amazing view of the sunset. So it's a great place to go. I mean, it's going to cost you some bucks, but I posted the other day about whether or not you would pay to upgrade your seat on the plane. And Dee Dee the dog, thank you for always, well, not always, but for very commonly commenting on my posts. And he said, why not spend the money instead on going for a nice dinner? And I thought, yeah, well, I didn't. The cost to upgrade for me for the flight on Sunday would have cost $209. Now it worked out okay because I was in the emergency row, and as it turned out, there were 2 empty seats. Or sorry, yeah, 2 empty seats. So my husband slid over, and the couple across from us, they were able to have an empty seat in between, and we were able to have an empty seat. So it was. I'm glad I didn't spend $418 to upgrade the two of us. Um, but had that been in my travel budget, then I probably would have seriously considered going to Sunset Mona Lisa and going for dinner, because I've eaten there once and it was unbelievably delicious. And all I had was truffle pasta. I mean, you wouldn't think that you can do anything magical with pasta, but let me tell you, they can. They really, really can. It was so delicious. Um, so yeah, there's lots to see and do here at Cabo. And I think, well, don't know if you're watching this, Dean, but today might be a town day. So we might be heading into town, go to my favorite bars, Slim's and Una Mas. Um, okay, Angela's. This is a good question. Do I feel like it's more like whale watching excursions more so than tropical sunny destination beach bums? Well, look, Cabo gets something like 350 days a year of sunshine. It looks deserty because, I mean, look, you can see behind me here, right beside the resort is an empty lot, and as you can see, it is quite arid looking, and that's what the terrain is like here. So it's probably not going to be rainy, but it might not be the warmest. And I mean, look, this time last year, I was in Mazatlan, and by day 3, I was on the Mazatlan expats web uh, Facebook group, and I was asking like, where can you buy sweatshirts? Because I was sick and tired of being cold, and it was basically the same thing. It was the evening, the breeze was cold, and so during the day, totally, I mean, yesterday, sitting by the pool, got a little bit of sunburn, um, and had hopped in the pool a lot to cool down. So during the day, this is perfect. It's hot, but it's not crazy hot. Like it's warm enough that you feel like, okay, I got out of whatever the weather is like, and I'm like Cincinnati. I don't know. Are you getting snow right now? Apparently, it snowed at home yesterday. Love that. Um, Dreams of seeing those month. Well, I'll tell you what. December to February, March. This is where you're going to see them. And like I said, today, probably only because I haven't been looking. Um, this is the first day that it, I haven't seen one, but I guarantee you that I will see more than one by the end of the day. Typically, you tend to see them breaching. There seems to be a lot more activity late afternoon. I don't know why. I don't know if that's regular or what, but what we've seen lately. And the other really good hotel is the Sandos Finisterra, which is over by the Arch. Um, and if you're staying in a basic room, they're a little bit older. It's an older property. There are some more modern rooms, but those are significantly higher room category, and they are facing into the bay of the marina, whereas the basic rooms face out to the ocean, and that's a great place to watch the whales. But again, here, I haven't seen any dolphins or any rays yet, but I'm sure we'll see a bunch of whales still before we go. Um, yeah, it is cloudy today. Yesterday was bright, sunny. So to me, it actually works out well. It's kind of nice to have that offset of, you know, full on sun and then a day of cloud just to save you a little bit from yourself. Um, Four seasons, yeah, same thing at home, and I don't know how it converts in Fahrenheit, but it was like last week it was 10 or 11 degrees, and it was like shorts weather for sure. And then this week, like I said, I'm getting messages from people back home saying, well, Tammy said it snowed yesterday. Didn't look good at all. And Christine saying, yeah, yeah. I think honestly, here it is just so frequent that the bell would be ringing pretty much the whole time. What's kind of cool is, excuse me, in the, hold on a second. That's better. I had to clear my throat. The lobby has a couple of binoculars that are built into the balcony that they're free to use. And what's really cool is being able to just, if you see something, to hop in and do that. Having said that, I would strongly recommend that you bring your own binoculars just for in your room to be able to, see what's going on. Or even if you're hanging out by the pool, or on your own in the lobby, and just sitting here having a coffee or having a drink or a snack, and checking out the view, then that way at least you can get a better, it's better to see what's going on in the ocean. Like with binoculars, you get a better view of the whales. Now again, like I said, there's going to be another cruise ship in today. um, that doesn't come in until noon, so I won't be able to show that to you, but it's just interesting. Go into cruisemapper.com, and you'll be able to see the cruise ship schedule and when they're going in. All you have to do is enter the port, the city name at the top of the screen, and it'll show you the whole month, every ship that's coming in, what time it's coming in. Bear in mind, if there's any inclement weather or whatever, sometimes the captains may decide to change the route, or they might change the timing of when the ship comes in. If everybody's all aboard early, they might leave early, that kind of thing. But for example, today it's scheduled that this Discovery Princess will be here from noon until 8 p.m. Wednesday, sorry, no, the other one. Today is the not National Geographic Venture, and I'm not sure what time that is. I don't see anything, but that's meant to be quite a small ship. I think it's like, can't remember exactly how many passengers, but very few. Tomorrow is Carnival Panorama. That's here from 6:30 in the morning till 2:30. 6:30 in the morning is approximately sunrise time. So that'll be really interesting to see that. As now that one sailed past the other day and was going down to Puerto Vallarta. So it'll be coming up this way. So we'll actually should see it come across this way. Otherwise, for example, the Discovery Princess, that route goes from San Pedro, Long Beach, in LA, comes down, stops here first, then it goes around the corner to Mazatlan, which is almost parallel to where we are here in Cabo, but it's on the mainland side as opposed to the Baja Peninsula. And then from there, it goes over to Puerto Vallarta and then back up. So it's kind of interesting to look at those routes and see what's going on. But here's the thing, like, on Monday, we've got the Viking Star, and I think I looked that up, and it's only about 1,000 passengers. But the Discovery Princess is here from noon until 8, and that has a maximum capacity of about 4,000 passengers. So when you combine all of that, then going into town on a day like that might be a little bit busy. You'll have a lot more people doing shore excursions, doing the glass bottom boat tours, doing for an 8 p.m. departure. You might have some sunset cruises, or at least party cruises. Although if you're on a boat, a ship that's got your drink package, I don't know why you would do a booze package and catamaran, but if you want to go snorkeling, because you got to see those fish, right? Like I said, the most colorful fish here. That's hilarious. So I had part of my screen covered to look at the itinerary of the ships that are coming in, so I didn't even see this. So that's hilarious. Yeah, do I avoid the marina when the ships come in? Reading my mind. Sometimes. Look, here's the thing. On a day when there is no cruise ship in, the timeshare guys. All right, hey, what are you doing, my friend? Oh, come and see my hotel. Oh, I'll give you like a chocolate bar. I'll give you free tour, whatever. Some of them are very encouraging and very enticing offers. But I have done a video before on avoiding timeshares and how to get out of them if you've mistakenly agreed to one. Look, you have a few extra drinks and then you decide to something like that. There's ways to get out of it. So, yeah, do I avoid it? Look, if you're going into town when there's a bunch of cruise ships in, the thing is, you're just one of 1,000. So when it comes to the vendors, they're not as aggressive, because if you say no, there's 999 more people behind you that are gonna maybe say yes. So it's in that sense, it's almost easier. But yeah, things are busy. Mango Deck, insane. Mango Deck is a lot of fun. The Office, those are a couple of the beachfront bars and restaurants at Medano Beach, which is the only swimmable beach. That's something I should have said right at the beginning. You cannot swim here. It's a red flag pretty much every day. And you can hear the waves. What you can't see is the undertow. And there's been a few people who've gone out there and tried to have a swim, but for the most part, the undertow is, you could die. I mean, it will pull you out, and the lifeguards keep an eye on things. And if somebody's cocky enough to think that they can go in the water and tackle the waves, they'll usually holler at them and make them come out. Once in a blue moon, the water is swimmable, but it's just, you can't see a riptide, so it's really not worth taking the risk. And maybe you can, and I don't know how to spot it. I don't know, but why risk it, right? Last thing you want to do on vacation is do something and get injured. It's not good. Do you take an Uber to the marina to get to the bars and restaurants, or a taxi, or is it walkable? Well, like I said, Google Maps, based on that, this is telling me it is walkable, but the distance is, it's about 5 kilometers or just over 4 miles. So, if walking is not something that you typically do a lot of, then probably that's not the best idea. Also depends if you've got decent walking shoes or not. Um, but I believe it is walkable. But like I said, I've only been here for a couple of days. Um, Tabby, yes, I know. Okay, so many, 1,000 years ago, when both of us were young and foolish, um, Tammy and I went from here. We were staying at this property. We went and stayed. We went to Medano Beach, and we actually took a water taxi, or a you know glass bottom boat tour over to, actually we had gone from downtown. We went out to the arch, and then we said, can you drop us at Medano Beach, because that was close enough that we thought we could then walk back to the hotel. And I think we stopped and we got a beer at Medano Beach, and we're walking along the beach with it. The sand is soft, and it's almost like walking in snow that's like powder. So you step down, and as you try to move forward, instead of moving forward, your foot actually slides backwards. So your forward motion is negated a lot. So you can, yes, so you could walk there along the beach, to Medano Beach, and from Medano, the downtown is like right there, and the marina. Um, but, and you definitely want to make sure that you take water. The sun and the heat is deceptive here, and it'll sneak up on you. If you start having dreams about oranges or you feel like you really want fruit, that's a pretty good indication that you are getting dehydrated. Yeah, yeah, we had a blast that trip, except for the walking. Um, if you want to have a laugh, there is a video you can search. There's a couple of videos that we did when we were here. One, we went over to the Costco to buy wine, and this was earlier days. The wine wasn't as good as it is now, and we went over to Costco to buy some wine. And in one of the videos, there's this random shopping cart that goes flying past behind me. No people on it, just randomly driving by. It was kind of weird. And then also we did the $5 trick, where we put some money in the minibar and a little note, because the minibar person, if you don't know, is different than the housekeeping person. Currently, housekeeping is every day, and the minibar is refreshed every 2 days. So when we were staying here before, we put $5 in the minibar, and we said "Más cerveza, por favor." Little note asking for more beer. And when we got back, and this is a video, it's quite a laugh. Opened it up, and well, it was Christmas. It was quite nice. Yeah, Breathless is downtown Cabo is right there. Yeah, and Breathless is basically at Medano Beach, so it is swimmable. It's adults only. It's it's a premium property. Similar in cost to this, similar in cost to Sandos. I mean, everything these days is, no longer is it, $200-300 a night. Now we're talking $600-700 a night. I know this because I was looking at hotel prices on Sunday. Again, check the video description down below. You'll see a link to the video of why my stay here was shorter than I had hoped. Yeah, and so Breathless is a really good property if you really want to be downtown, at the marina. And that is one of the places I don't often leave a resort at night to go walking around town or in a marina. But at Breathless, it was literally like you'd finish your dinner, and if it was early enough, or you just wanted to go see what was happening, you walk down the stairs, and that's it. You're at the marina. So you could always see what was going on and stuff like that. A little bit easier to see the fishing boats coming in when you're staying at Breathless. And fishing is, that's one of the big things that Cabo is known for. The biggest fishing derby or tournament is Bisbee's, and that's a multi-million-dollar tournament. I think you have to pay so much in order to enter, and then all the prize money is divided up. So that's why they don't really know how much the prize purse is going to be at the beginning. They don't know until they've got all the entrants. But I've stayed at Sandos before, and during Bisbee's, It was actually October 2021, and saw this fleet of ships sailing, fishing boats sailing past as they all raced along to get to the fishing spots and find the biggest fish, because it's all about bringing in the biggest fish. I think it's certain types of fish as well. So, yeah. Um, okay, so Angela, going back to your question about Uber or taxis, uh, definitely taxis are available, and that would probably be the easiest thing. I would say probably if like I said, I'll find out about walking, and then probably I would take an Uber back. Uber, by comparison to taxi, is about a third of the price. Ubers will vary based on how busy they are. Okay, so if you're trying to go during a peak time, or when they're high in demand, their prices will go up. But generally speaking, I we took a taxi the first night from here, and it was 17 US dollars to get there to our other destination, and then the next day to come back here was $7. So, I mean, I might. The only thing is with an Uber, there's huge contention between them. Same as when an Uber comes in anywhere. I mean, their prices are so much better that you'd be foolish to take a taxi. Um, but there are certain restrictions. Like a lot of times, if you have a property where there's a long driveway and there's security at the beginning of it, Ubers will not be allowed in. They don't allow private vehicles to come in. They do allow taxis. So I don't believe you could get an Uber from here, but you can get an Uber to here. So, and for those prices, you just can't go wrong. So yeah. Um, yeah, so this is a Riu Palace. So, like I said, next week I'm gonna go live from the Baja California, and I'll try to enlist somebody else to help me out a little bit with some other videos, and I'll throw in some clips for you as well, so that you can see. I'll try to do a little clip for you of one of the parties, either the glow party or the white party, and a little walk up to it, just so you can get a sense of what that's like, as well as I don't know. Let me know what else you want to see. I will go ahead and put the video. I'll schedule it as soon as I finish this, and you can go in and put comments or questions in right away. So just put a comment in the video if there's anything that you want me to reference or look at, explore. I will update you guys next week on the walking to the marina from here, what that's like. So stay tuned for that. And yeah, and then I've got a bunch of videos. I did most of the buffets yesterday. I did them slowly, guys. I just normally I race through so quick that even I can't figure out what I'm looking at after the fact. Tell me though, I'll try to post that tomorrow, I think, or tomorrow might be the room video for here. Um, but let me know if you think it's too slow. Of course, you guys know you can speed up the video. Just go to the little the circle, the gear thing, click on that, and you can change the viewing speed and make it a little bit faster. Of course, it makes me sound like Mickey Mouse, but that's okay, because it's all about watching being able to see what you're looking at. So yeah, so that's what I'll cover for next week. But like I said, jot down in the comments either here or in the next video what you want to see, what you want me to check into for you, if you're planning on coming here anytime soon, and even tours and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I I thought you were bailing on that decision. Okay. But no, I don't think. No, I'm not staying at the Hyatt this time. I know, guys, it's crazy, right? I'm not staying at the Hyatt this trip, so I won't be heading. Not going to head into San Jose. So sorry, I will not be able to see that. Angela. Okay, okay. Yeah, I would rate this place really solidly. Um, the 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 drinks have been good, to the point maybe of being overserved. I mean, but hello, guilty of myself, right? What I haven't mentioned is that they have also a 24-hour bar, which is, or 24-hour lounge, which is kind of cool in as much as it has food all day long, whether it's like little mini sandwiches or sweetbreads or fruit, um, breakfast items, burgers, I think were in there yesterday, as well as there's beer and wine. And it's kind of help yourself, but because there are underage people here, there is pretty much always an attendant in there just to make sure that, kids aren't getting hold of the alcohol and stuff like that. Um, but yeah, so you can always, a drink is never very far away here. They do have drink service at the pool. I haven't seen if they have it at the beach. Um, but oh, so I'm told that there is a ray jumping out there. Oops. So that's cool. So again, I would say definitely bring your binoculars. Um, okay, you really are freaking me out now, Christine. Honestly, look, I'm gonna find out tomorrow. Like I said, I have a meeting with the manager tomorrow, and then on Friday is move day. So I'll know for sure on Friday. But yeah, well, I'll see what I can find out. Look, even if it's a more upgraded room or something, uh, to me that would be worth it, to consider staying there. I will say, at first glance, I think I like the look of this one a bit better, of this property, the Riu Palace, Cabo San Lucas, even though it's a mouthful to say. The Baja California is a little bit more austere, a little bit more stark, but it is kind of also clean lines and more modern looking. So we'll see. I don't know. Like I said, I only walked up there from the pool, and so we'll see what it looks like coming in from the lobby and going at it that way. So yeah, so we're gonna wrap it up for today. Like I said, if you have anything that you want to see on the next video, let me know. I'll be coming live at you from the Riu Palace, Baja California. That will be next Wednesday at 9 a.m. I guess this is Mountain Time, which is 8 a.m. Pacific or 11 a.m. Eastern. And John, if you're watching from England, welcome. Hello. And or good day, sir. And I have no idea. I have no idea. Like I don't know why this trip I'm really struggling with the time difference, and it's like an hour. But I keep mixing it up. Like, is it an hour ahead? Is it an hour behind? I don't know. Just just not having a good week. Full stop. Anyways, thanks for tuning in today. And if you enjoyed the video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. It really helps out the channel. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. And put comments in next week's video if there's anything you want me to check out between now and then. And we'll see you next Wednesday. Bye for now.